All right. Hey, XELA people, how good is this? Look, I said it on the last video. Last video was the most positive I have been on this stock, man, since I've been covering it. All right. So I'm going to go over why I felt bullish here compared to any other of these moments where it looked like it was doing its thing, right? Like, I really hope you've made some good money. And again, you know I always say it, a doji on a critical line, ooh, that means a lot to me. Okay, so before we go any further, real quick, what are we gonna do today? Same thing we always do, right? We're gonna take a look at the dailies, not the H, the D, the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages, these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, my wife is making food, and I don't know if you hear that alarm back there, but it sounds like it's going to be good and crispy. Nonetheless, if you can please like this video, subscribe to this channel, share whatever you can, anything you can do, really, it does help with the YouTube algorithms, okay? And then, hey, I'm not perfect, I'm not all-knowing. If you disagree with anything, please don't hesitate to throw it in the comments, all right? But yeah, nonetheless, let's get going. And again, before I talk about just what I think might keep happening, let me talk about what I liked here, okay? So again, you know what I like to do when I'm looking at a stock, right? Like, this stock has been wildly notorious for trying to break the 8 and the 20 and then failing, trying to break the 8 and the 20 and failing, trying to break the 8 and the 20 and failing, trying to break the 8 and 20 and failing, trying to break the 8. So knowing that, I'm always a little extra skeptical, all right? What I thought was just a little better going on here was the following, okay? There's actually not that many instances where we see two really nice candles like this. All right, just again, you see two really big ones for sure, but it's this thing doesn't really sustain two normal days very well. Like, there's three there, but again, those ones are a little skinnier than this. Again, I see a big one and a little one. I'm not trying to be like exact about it, right? But these two seemed a little healthier than normal for this guy. We get close to it and again, fail it. But this day looked really interesting to me because what does this close at? Okay, I wish I had more decimals, right? But I believe what I ended up doing was a super zoom in. And oh man, am I wrong? I swear, I thought that this day had cracked it, whatever. I thought that that was something. Maybe I watched on this day, I don't even remember. But that looked a little better because, again, once we got over that, you can see how much better it was. MACD was actually looking a lot better than it was in the other ones. RSI was looking better, but more than anything, volume was healthy. All right. I see it right here, right? It goes like that. You see how that, like, that's a super healthy line right there. It's not some like it's not something like this that you know is going to come down, right? And yeah, even this one, you can see it starts up here. It's not like it was low and then builds up and builds up, right? Like, I like the fact that we go from basically what, 40 million to 48 million to 93, right? Then 10, like, those are big numbers, but they're not like silly numbers, like going from 62 all the way to 818. You know what I mean? So volume is king. I loved this. It seemed like the 8 and 20 break was there. And look, we've pretty much ran the entire channel as expected, right? I'm not here hating on stocks. I know I've been super against XELA for a long time, but yeah, I will become very bullish once these indicators say it, right? And what are we looking at immediately now? So look, we technically broke the 50 moving average, but again, let me zoom out. We've been here before and failed, okay? We've been here before and failed, okay? We've been here before and failed, okay? We've been here before for a while and still failed, right? Like, it's been since 2001 since we've actually been over this red 50 moving average, okay? Like, this by no means tells me we've broken it, okay? I mean, look, the next channel is up here. I think this right here is probably the next really important resistance, okay? It's basically halfway of the 3-8 candle. Again, look, there's a lot of things I like about the system. One of the issues is some stocks only show 2 decimals, some show 4. I wish it was a little more consistent. But if you can find yourself halfway, and really it almost looks like that's actually pretty much where we wick at. If you look, the wick right here is pretty much halfway of this bad boy right here. So I think it's already shown its resistance once, right? And look, there's pretty much a plateau right here as well, right? But I see it, and I drew my line here, right? So I think the goal is if we can break the 50 and confirm it, and for real, that's gonna mean closing up here. Like, that's what good confirmation is gonna mean. From there, we'll start talking about 7 cents. And again, going from 5 to 7 is potentially another 50 burger on top of it, right? Going from 4 to 5 added about 25%, right? Going from 5 to 7, that's close to a 50 burger, right? So there's still things to like. We must close around here. I would say at like a low 6 cents at the very, very lowest to just, again, more than anything, we've been open before it and closed under, right? I think it was right here. This one, we've closed over it, had confirmation, and still failed. This 50 is no joke, all right? So you better sincerely believe it. But yeah, that's a good MACD, that's a good RSI. And in all sincerity, we still haven't seen silly XELA level volume. If we get one of these on Monday, it's going to 8 cents. All right, it'll, like, volume is king and it'll smash, but I actually don't want that. If you want to know the truth, I would love just like volume into the 300s, and then a little higher in the 300s, and then the 400s. Like, let slow and steady, baby. Slow and steady is a really good thing, I'm telling you, okay? Where are we on the weekly? This is the second week, all right? This was the first one, and I remember saying it like this since this one right here in the middle of 2002. This is the first one, and here's a good second one, close enough. Look, it was a long time between the first one and the second one here. It was a lot closer right here, right? So that's a nice little RSI. That's a good week-to-week volume right there. Obviously, this one sucked, but that's okay. Hopefully, again, 7 cents is kind of jumping out. And I mean, a lot gets silly after 7 cents, that's for sure. So XELA is looking good, and still reason to believe we might go, but I'm not as confident as I was down here. I need to sincerely believe we're out of this 5 cent world. Get me into 6 cents. Get me into 6 cents comfortably. Close into 6 cents. And then, yeah, I'll feel good. Excuse me, a little bit of hiccuping right there. Sorry about that. MULN, coming into MULN, again, the exact opposite of XELA. And look, I'm not here to hate on MULN. I'm not here to bash on MULN. I have made some silly money on MULN, but it's been a long, long time since that's happened. And really, it's because it's been a long, long time since this thing has been on the better side of the 8 and the 20. And that's like not, look. Like, it's done it, right? It knows how to do it when it wants to do it, but it doesn't actually last as long as the downs, right? And it's been a very, 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 very long time, especially in this run right here, right? And yeah, looked like we were going to break the 20, couldn't. Looked like we were going to break the 8, couldn't. One more time. If you lose this 10-cent line, it's going to go to 8 cents real quickly. This is our new all-time low support line. You do not want your money in all-time lows. It is nothing more than a black hole vortex that just eats away 20% of your hard-earned money way quicker than you want it. And look, once it eats that first 20, it might be hungry again and want some more, and it'll eat the next 20 and then the next 20, and sooner or later they'll realize you're like at 60% down in like a matter of no time, So just like XELA, as long as we struggle to break the 8 and the 20, as long as we struggle to break the 8 and the 20, we're gonna not like it. When the moments are there, it's there and it's a little more obvious, right? But again, look at this. Look how many more green opens there are. Green opens. This was not a good run right here, right? This again, only one maybe good candle, little insignificant dojis, right? Like these, this isn't the MULN of old. And again, look at this weekly. It's not really a great weekly at all, right? Like, we're not even much of a curving up. So This thing really, really needs to get into the 12-cent range before I would even touch this thing. 12 cents, yeah, 12 cents at least puts us comfortably over the 8 moving average. And actually, 12 cents will put us over the 20 moving average. Yeah, I would not touch this stock under 12 cents for real. And then from there at 12 cents, I'm still really skeptical that we break 14. I for sure don't think we're taking out the 50, right? But hey, going from 12 to 14 is actually a pretty decent run. And hey, behind 14 is nothing more than red, 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 red. So that might be an easy channel if we can get there. But again, I'm more focused on, are we going to lose 10 cents and head down, down, down even more? All right, so this looks like the RSI wants to cool down a little bit. MACD is definitely still in the negative, and yeah, volume's been horrible the last 9 days. Only 3 days of good, and a lot more bad than good. Even if we get rid of this, let's just do these ones right here. It's still these three kind of offset these, and you still have these two, right? You know what I mean? So volume's not looking good here. 8 in the 20's not looking good here. Weekly's not really looking good here. There's not a lot to like in MULN. So when the lines are there, we'll be ready. I'm telling you. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just being realistic here. So be safe out there, and hey, I appreciate your time so, so much.